everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Advent special. I know it's been a while. I had to do one of these in English, like seriously. We're already in the third week of Advent, which means the pink candle is lit up. And yes, that's why I'm also in pink. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you have to see my last video of this Advent special series. The whole translation in English of my last video is in the description of that video. I'll be linking it down below. I think I've talked enough, so yeah, without further ado, Relation. Ow! So without further ado, let's get on to the video. She wants to bite me. I cannot express how happy I am for this video because today I am gonna be talking about my favorite saint. Literally, this week of Advent's gospel was related to him. And yes, we are talking about Saint John Baptist. If you don't know who he is, then I'm gonna explain it to you in just a moment. Let's start off in the Old Testament where there's a prophecy of Isaiah, specifically chapter 40, versicle 3, that says, "A voice of one calling, in the wilderness prepare the way for the Lord. Make straight in the desert a highway for our God." Yeah, that's Kitty. And it says the same thing again in Matthew chapter 3, versicle 5. This girl. That prophet Isaiah is referring to him when he said that. Therefore, John Baptist is, aka the last prophet of the Old Testament, the Messiah's precursor, and the witness of the light. He's my favorite saint, not because of the fact that he's a biblical saint, but because of his backstory. It says in Luke 1:5 that his parents were already pretty old and still couldn't have kids. It wasn't until the angel of the Lord Gabriel appeared to Saint Zachary and told him the good news that his wife, Saint Isabel, was pregnant. He didn't believe him, so he stayed unable to talk until Isabel gave birth to John. What's so cool is that the angel of the Lord told Zachary that his son was full of the Holy Spirit from his mother's womb. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, that happened to Zachary for not believing. When Isabel's cousin Mary, the mother of Jesus the Messiah, visited her, it says in Luke 1:41 that Isabel's son jumped from happiness inside her womb, making him the first person to feel the Messiah. When it was time for John to preach, he started preaching about conversion and penitence, which I talked about in my last video, to the Pharisees and Sadducees. But no matter what, they just didn't want to believe him. They weren't interested in understanding him. And this is why he's my favorite saint, because I relate to him on so many levels. And not only me, but also the young Catholic generation. No one believed him, yet he never gave up. And that's my message for you today. To not be afraid to accept God's call. Trust me on this. You won't regret it. Later on, Jesus the Messiah, and fun fact, John and Jesus are cousins because their mothers are cousins, came to him to be baptized. And just like any of us, we feel like we're not enough to baptize Jesus. John baptized with water, but John clearly said that Jesus was going to baptize with the Holy Spirit. Yet he still went to him to get baptized. Once Jesus was baptized, a voice from heaven was heard. It says on Matthew 3:17. Later on in chapter 14 of Matthew, it says that John was persecuted and ended in prison because the sister-in-law of the king, I don't even know how to pronounce his name in English. I'm gonna search it up. So according to Google Translate, it is pronounced Herod. So yes, for some reason his sister-in-law hated him and wanted him in prison. And at King Herod's birthday, his sister-in-law danced, and he loved it so much that he wanted to repay her with a gift. He told her that he was gonna give her anything she wanted. She said she wanted John Baptist's head. Why, out of all things, did it have to be his head? Why? So yes, John the Baptist died beheaded in prison. But now I'm sure he's having the best time in heaven. In this Advent, I want you to take the example of John the Baptist and preach the gospel even if you have to die doing it. I've seen Christian TikToks that say, if we do all of this and in the end God isn't real, which is definitely not, we'd lose a lifetime. But on the other hand, if we don't preach the gospel and it turns out to be real, we'll lose an eternity. So my invitation to you today is to be like John the Baptist, to accept God's mission. It was clear that God already had a mission from a very, very long time. As I said before that there was a prophecy of him in the Old Testament. I also want you guys to get from this that we have to be patient. And I'm talking about his parents. His mother couldn't have any children. Like, she was, I don't know the word in English. She was sterile. I had to search again in Google Translate. And then through God's timing, things will get done. Because if not, we will end up like Zachary. We don't want that. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't, and click on the bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. I make sure to post every week, and share this video if you think someone else would be interested in it. My social media is gonna appear on the screen. Please go and follow me if you haven't, and I'll see you on my next Advent special.